Good morning on this super hot day in mighty Llandudno. I'm on Northshore, one of the most popular marks along the coast. It's known for its mackerel when they come in, and it can produce anything. I've nearly lost rods here too. I'll quickly show you what I'm doing, get the rods in, I'll have a little look around, show you and tell you what I know about this beach. It does produce some good fish. I've had some good fish from here, so let's go and have a look what's going on down there. Fishing my 2 pen prevails, 2 pulley pedals, hand tied by me with quick release swivels to change the baits. One is on a double peeler crab. When it focuses, here we go, there's a wasp on my arm now, so if you hear me scream, it's bit me. 2 crabs back to back, clipped down in an imp. You all told me to clip down, I've clipped down, and I know why I'm clipped down here as well, because this is a distance speech, but I'll tell you about that in a minute. And the other one is a squid. That bead obviously will pull up to by the lead. Clip down into an imp again. So these are the 2 baits. There's bass and hounds around, so there's no better way to start off. And this coast, believe it or not, produces more hounds on squid than crab. Well, at least for me anyway. Well, I'm going to get these in, and I'm going to have a little chat to you. So the rods are in, both at a long distance. Left one is the squid. The right one is the crab. I'll tell you a little bit about this beach. We'll have a look. I've fished here on and off for, well, I pretty much started sea fishing here. You can produce anything. The end of last summer, I was here with Sarah and the lads. Caden had a cracking smooth hound. I reckon it was a double. Have I got a picture? If I have, I'll put it up now. If not, subscribe. Yeah, it was a cracker, and we nearly lost the rod. And I've had a couple of cracking bull husks from here as well in the past, and nearly lost the rod then. So if you're fishing here, get them clutches set, because it's one of them where you could wait all day, and then all of a sudden you could just have that one whack over. And I know further out, you see these people on the kayaks, and people, there's some over there, I don't know if you can see them ones by the mountain, I don't know if they're in shot or not, around the little arm. It does do tope, but they seem to just be out of casting range, they're a bit further out. So it can throw anything off, but I'm here now, I've got probably an hour and 20 minutes to low water, and I've come here because I'm picking little John up from school, and we're getting on the smooth hounds on the low water mark later. And I thought, you know what, if I can use a couple of squid and a couple of crab, and then we've still got enough for a session later. So I'm here because, well, there's another reason I'm here. We're in the middle of a bloody heat wave, and I looked on the windy app, and there's a steady 15 mile an hour northerly wind trickling into the bay. So I thought, if I come here, there's going to be a breeze. And believe me, all the way here in the car, I have been like sweating, dripping. Like everywhere I've been, I had to walk around Rose earlier to get some bait from Rose Tackle and Bait. And there was just no like oxygen in the air. It was that like humid and close. Anyway, I've come here, I've come down onto this beach, and there's a breeze, and it is absolutely brilliant. It's a lot cooler. But am I expecting anything from here? It fishes better on a night, it fishes better on a big tide, and it fishes better when there's a bit of a surf here. But this is where I've come, and there's always a chance. There is always a chance. But it is a beautiful place, and I'll tell you one thing, when the mackerel are in here, this is one of the best mackerel beaches on the North Wales coast. When they are in, you can, well, I've seen some people before, which they shouldn't, you know, the certain type, that fill bin bags with mackerel and garden bags and take them. You know what I mean. I only ever take what I need for bait. If I take 20 mackerel, I feel like I'm taking too many, and you see people with bags and that. It's not good. But anyway, we're not going on to negative things, we're on positive things, and we're fishing. Look at this here, where's this come from? I'm guessing it's from them things out there. I hope they don't come in too close, because I am fishing at about 120 yards on each rod. But yeah, this could throw up bass, hounds, huss, or anything now. That's why I've started with a squid bait, and I've started with a crab bait. And that is proper coming in. I hope they don't come in no closer. Right, I'm going to show you a little look around. As I say, I'm not really expecting too much here, if you want the truth. To be honest with you, I always am. This is just a little interlude before I pick my little man up from school and I get on to night session. But sometimes these little spare of the moment things can really throw up a surprise, can't they? It is mackerel mecca, as I say, and the car is just up there. I'll show you where I'm parked in a minute. There's more anglers coming down now. And if I do see mackerel, I'll be straight up to the car and I'll get the mackerel stuff out. It's only 100 yards that way. But yeah, I'm here. I can't do no more. I'm fishing the 2 best baits that I think for the venue, squid and crab. I'm fishing at the right distance, and I'm fishing where I've caught fish before. Cannot do no more. Give them 20 minutes, half hour, and I'll check the baits. So the rods have been in about 15 minutes now, nothing. There's a couple of lure fishermen to my right. Now, you've got that mountain there. Now, until about here, it's rough ground. and then it starts to get sandy. Now I hope I've got this right, and I'm just on the edge of the sandbed, because I'm in the rough ground, I'm stuck. It looks like the rods have pulled around to the left. It looks like there's a big pull. Yeah, they've definitely pulled around. That rod is now going that way, and that one's going straight, where that one was going more straight, and that one was that way. There's definitely a bit of pull out there. Focus, camera, focus. There you go. There we go. It's starting to swell up a little bit. I thought it was from the boats, but it's not, which is good. We want it to be disturbed, exactly how it is. It's one of the most popular marks in North Wales, this, as you can see, look. There's a lot of people here. And when the mackerel are here, they are here in big, big numbers. There's a couple of slow pull downs happened on that left one, to be honest, in the last few minutes, but I do think it's the swell. And looking in the side here, there's some big, big balls of weed. But as I say, I'm here for one bite if it happens. If I see any of these gentlemen here get any mackerel, then I will definitely be running up to get the mackerel rod, because I could do with some, because free bait is best. Yeah, you got the Llandudno pier there, which we've caught loads of fish off. I've had red mullet and all sorts off the end of the pier, congers, bass, hounds. I've seen little tope be landed off there. And then the other side of the pier, you got the mighty Llandudno wall, which we all know the Llandudno wall, that produces pretty much anything. I was tempted to go there today, but it would have been a bit busy, people everywhere. Give these another 10 minutes and I'll check the baits. But if I'm honest, I wasn't really expecting much here. As I say, this was just a little interlude in between, just to sneak an hour's fishing in and try and get something. So check them baits soon. Might go off, might not. Keep fresh baits going out at distance. If there's anything out there, then baits will get picked up, because that's what the fish like, yeah, squid and crab. Well, until then, I'm going to go and eat one of my sandwiches now, because I'm starving. About 45 minutes off high now. Just before I've had this sandwich, I've just had to walk down both ways. It's probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's probably about 12 anglers here. All them are fishing 2 rods. The ones this way are fishing 1 rod. It's probably about 18 rods in the water. 18, 20 rods in the water, including mine. Nobody's had a bite. Nobody's had a single bite. Which was expected on a day like this. If it was night time here now, this would have been off. It would have been off big time. But it's just the way it is, isn't it? This is where I was. I'm not too bothered, because I know tonight me and little John are going to get into the hounds and the bass, because I'm fishing somewhere where I know they are. Everything's perfect for where I'm fishing tonight. I've got the bait. The tide size is just right, just perfect. And we're going to get into some. I'm going to be here for another hour or so. Sorry if there's not much happening in this video, but I have a promise to you on YouTube that I'll post every video and you see it as it is. Don't just post the catches. You see the good, the bad and the ugly, and it's real fishing. Not going to be any good posting anything without a single bite though, is it? Tiger bread. Tiger bread is the best bread. And don't care what you say, if you don't like tiger crusty bread, you've never lived. I'm going to check them baits soon, see what's going on. Well, the time has come to check the baits. Obviously the tripod's getting covered now, so I'll get them both in and have a check. Just been talking to a lovely gentleman that lives in an house probably about 20 metres behind the camera now. Obviously I'm not going to show you. A fisherman. He goes, I heard your voice, I thought it was you, John. So he's just come over to have a chat. And he said the mackerel have just not been here this year. He's got a absolutely amazing house with a big balcony looking over the sea up in the air, and he said when they're here from that view you can see the like dark shadows of mackerel, the water bubbling. He says he's not seen them at all this year, and the beach has been fishing extremely poor. I'm not making excuses, that's somebody who pretty much lives on the beach and he's a fisherman, and he's like, you're wasting your time, which is really good to know, but it's not very good for my morale. I'm gonna have a look at these baits now and see if I reckon I've been crabbed out. Yeah, but if the mackerel aren't here, then you just think the other fish aren't here, wouldn't you? I'm hoping I'm to the left of the rough ground. If I'm not, it's only like 10 or 20 metres that way, but I like to live life on the edge. Oh, that felt sandy. That's all right. Because there's just like loads, from where I am to that mountain to my right, there's just loads of rocks. And I think now I'm just on the edge of them, but you want to get as close to them as you can, but without getting on them. I did have a couple of pull downs on here, but I think it's going to be weed, to be honest. I'm kind of hoping that I have been crabbed out completely, because then that means I haven't been fishing. If there was fish there, then I might not have got a bite. If there's a perfect squid on now, that's been out there for probably half an hour without a bite, which would mean there's no fish. Sometimes being crabbed out makes the difference because... Oh, let's have a look, let's have a look, let's have a look. Yeah, I've been crabbed. I'm right on the edge of the rough ground now, because I know this like stringy weed stuff that grows up is right on the edge. But that one has been crabbed. There's not much left. It might have got a bite, but there's not much left. I'm going to have a look at that crab bait now. Let's have a look what's going on there. Again, I'm not in the rough ground. I'm thinking, should I push my luck and move 20 metres to the right, but then I could be on it. I want to be right on the edge of it. There's a lot of weed on this one. Ooh, that water's cold on the old trotters. I'll tell you, you've got to be careful going in this beach. It's all right when it's calm like this, but it's quite a steep, shingly beach. It does absolutely go bang at one point. And when the waves are blowing in, it's almost like a mini chesil, but without all the chesil fish. So you've got to be really, really careful because you can, it can take you. Well, that's not good. So that rod's been in about half hour. Look at that bait. That bait has not been touched. Oof. That is like the perfect bait still. That could go back. I'm not going to send it back out because you want new bait, but that is still oozing the juice. It's not even been pecked at. Oh, that's not good, is it? I was hoping that would have been smashed by crabs and then I'd think, yeah, get another out. The fish might beat them to it. I'm looking at all these people mackerel fishing now. There's about 10 other mackerel fishermen come. I do keep my eye on them, but there's nothing. Tell you what though, it's absolutely beautiful. And we've been on a roll lately with all the rays, all the smooth hounds and all the other fish, the huss, the bass and all that. I don't care if today's a blank, because I know there's going to be loads of fish tonight. So subscribe and you'll see that in the next video. I've lost my bait elastic. I've been looking for about 20 minutes now. I managed to get a crab wrapped back on, and I'll wrap the squid up, but then I'll put it on and I couldn't wrap the top bit up. So these rods are all right, they're all right, but I don't know how I can really do it without the bait elastic. Of course I can hook a crab on, but I need to be fishing at distance. The hook's going to turn, it might come off. I've only got one with me as well. I've been running low, I'm going to go and pick a load up now, but what an absolute ball ache. To be fair, high tide's in about 20 minutes anyway, so I don't see me. I probably would have liked to have rebaited another once maybe for the ebb, but I'm just going to have to leave them out now. I don't want to bring them in because I've got no bait elastic. It don't matter like when you're fishing close in or if you're fishing worms close in or whatever. When you want to whack it and you've got crab and stuff, you need the bait elastic. Oh, that is horrible. Crap. Absolutely crap. What can you do though? I'm going to go and buy 20 of them now from the closest tackle shop and keep them in the box. Which reminds me, I need to make a call to Roast Tackle and Bait, see if they've got any fresh crab in. You did say ring back around dinner time, and it is around dinner time now. Can't believe there's not been a single bite. I'm going to literally cut that camera off now. I'm going to sit in the sun for 20 minutes. I'm going to keep my eye on all these mackerel fishermen. I think I already know that nobody's going to catch anything here today. I've been bit by an horsefly there and on my arm there. I'll get a bit of a reaction to them horseflies. Horrible things. No bait elastic. Right, cut you off. You don't need to hear me dwelling on the lost bait elastic. Bit of a brown edible crab. To be honest, I always like to try and keep it interesting and say, yeah, there's action here, the fish are coming in, but I'm going to be point blank brutal now. I don't think there's a chance on earth one of them rods are going to go over. I'm just being honest. I'm always honest with you. Might as well pack them up now and get in the car because not one of them is going to go over. And that's fishing at distance with fresh crab and fresh squid right next to the reef. And I'm still like, they're not here. I know they're not here. If it had been a night tide, them rods wouldn't have stopped going over. You'd have had, well, doggies for fun, not that you want them. If you'd been into the huss as well, you get congers from here. We've actually caught wrasse off this beach. From literally right here, casting out with worms and bringing wrasse in. That was like, must have been because we was on the edge of the reef, but we've had a couple of wrasse from here. You don't normally associate wrasse with beach fishing, do you, as much? But they have been caught from here. Well, we've had them. You never know though, dear. If there's a bait in the water, there's always a chance. But I think that bait would be better left in the cool box and used somewhere else. That's just my opinion. We'll see though, won't we? Right, I'm having a quick change of plan. I'm not happy here. Not happy at all. It's only like 15-20 minutes to tide. There's nothing going to be caught from here, I know it. I'm going to chuck them rods in the car, set up. And I'm either going to go and chuck in for the high water off Llandudno wall, or I'm going to go down to Conwy Bay off the new pier, somewhere within 5 minutes each way. I'm just going to have 2 last casts on high water, see if I can make something happen. I'm not sitting behind motionless rods when nobody else is catching. It's like, oh, it's a piece of weed. I thought somebody had one then. Yeah. I'm out of here. I'll see you at somewhere new. I'm going to rush. I'm going to get there. I need to chase the fish. I'm not going to sit here and blank. I want to go and get a fish. That's what I'm going to do. Subscribe. Well, I've been over to Llandudno. It is super, super busy. There's people everywhere. I've asked everybody. Nobody's caught. Just going to go and have a look. There's a load of anglers on this new pier now, so I'm definitely not going to squeeze in between them. So this could be the end, but I'm going to go and have a chat with them, see if they've caught anything, and I'll let you know. I can't be squeezing in between loads of anglers. That's not what I do. Right, let's go and ask them what they're getting on with. This is the new pier at Conwy Bay, by the way. This was built for fishermen, so I believe. Look at that. See if anybody's had anything. If they've had anything, I might try and squeeze in and get a fish, but look at that. Absolutely amazing, isn't it? Right, I've just been to speak to all them. Nobody's had a bite. Spoke to everybody on Northshore. Nobody's had a bite. There's not been a bite on the coast on the high water today. I've probably spoke to about 25 different anglers now. Not a single bite, so this is going to be the end of this session. I'm not going to rush around to try and get somewhere down there or up there when there's 25 anglers without a bite. So I'm going to call it a day on this one. I'm going to plan a low water mark tonight, but I've not got much confidence with a low water mark now. Anyway, I'll see you all in the next video. Back to the drawing board. See you in a bit.